Jaya Kunja Parivrajkacharya Ashtottara Shatasri Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajkacharya Ashtottara Shatasri Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra Ki Grantarat Shrimadbhagavatam Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Hare Krishna. Welcome to ISKCON Detroit Jai Southern Mandir Shrimadbhagavatam morning class. So today we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 12, Birth of Emperor Parikshit, Text 12. So let us start with invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayen Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Jai Southern Mandir, ISKCON Detroit, Shrimadbhagavatam morning class. So today we are reading from Shrimadbhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, titled Birth of Emperor Parikshit, Text 12. Tata Sarva Gunodarke Tata Sarva Gunodarke Tata Sarva Gunodarke Sanukula Grahodaye Sanukula Grahodaye Sanukula Grahodaye Jagne Vamshadhara Pandur
Jagye Vamshadhara Pandur
Jagne Vamshadhara Pandur
Jagye Vamshadhara Pandur
Bhuya Pandur Ivaujasa
Bhuya Pandur Vivojasa
Bhuya Pandur Ivaujasa
Bhuya Pandur Vivojasa
Bhuya Pandur Ivaujasa.
Bhuya Pandur Vivojasa.
Anyone would like to repeat?
Tata Sarva Gunodarke
Tata Sarva Gunodarke Sanukula Grahodaye
Jagye Vamshadhara Pandur
Jagne Vamshadhara Pandur
Bhuya Pandur Vivojasa
Bhuya Pandur Ivaujasa. So let us go word by word. Tata,
Tata
thereupon,
therefore
Sarva,
Sarva
all, Guna,
Guna
good signs,
good signs
Udarke,
Udarke
having gradually evolved,
having gradually evolved
Sa Anukula,
Sanukula
all favorable, Grahodaye,
Grahodaye
constellation of stellar influence,
constellation of stellar influence
Jagne,
Jagye
took birth, Vamshadhara,
Vamshadhara
heir apparent, Pandu, of Pandu, Bhuya, being, Pandu Iva, exactly like Pandu, Ojasa, by prowess. Tata sarva gunodake sanukula grahodaye jagne vamshadara pandor bhuya pandor ivaujasa. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Thereupon, when all the good signs of zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. Please repeat. Thereupon, when all the good signs of zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. Purport. Astronomical calculations of stellar influences upon a living being are not suppositions, but are factual, as confirmed in Shrimadbhagavatam. Every living being is controlled by the laws of nature at every minute, just as a citizen is controlled by the influence of the state. The state laws are grossly observed, but the laws of material nature, being suitable to our gross understanding, cannot be experienced grossly. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.9, every action of life produces another reaction, which is binding upon us, and only those who are acting on behalf of Yajna or Vishnu are not bound by reactions. Our actions are judged by the higher authorities, the agents of the Lord, and thus we are awarded bodies according to our activities. The law of nature is so subtle that every part of our body is influenced by the respective stars, and a living being obtains his working body to fulfill his terms of imprisonment by the manipulation of such astronomical influence. A man's destiny is therefore ascertained by the birth time, constellation of stars, and a factual horoscope is made by a learned astrologer. It is a great science, and misuse of science does not make it useless. Maharaj Parikshit, or even the personality of Godhead, appear in certain constellations of good stars, and thus the influence is exerted upon the body, thus born at an auspicious moment. The most auspicious constellation of stars takes place during the appearance of the Lord in this material world, and it is specifically called Jayanti, a word not to be abused for any other purposes. Maharaja Parikshit was not only a great Kshatriya emperor but also a great devotee of the Lord. Thus, he cannot take his birth at any inauspicious moment. As a proper place and time is selected to receive a respectable personage, so also to receive such a personality as Maharaja Parikshit, who was especially cared for by the Supreme Lord, a suitable moment is chosen when all good stars assemble together to exert their influence upon the king. Thus, he took his birth just to be known as the great hero of Shrimadbhagavatam. This suitable arrangement of astral influences is never a creation of man's will, but is the arrangement of the superior management of the agency of the Supreme Lord. Of course, the arrangement is made according to the good or bad deeds of living being. Herein lies the importance of pious acts performed by the living being. Only by pious acts can one be allowed to get good wealth, good education, and beautiful features. The samskaras of the school of Sanatana Dharma, man's eternal engagement, are highly suitable for creating an atmosphere for taking advantage of good stellar influences, and therefore Garbhadana Samskara, or the first seedling purificatory process prescribed for the higher caste, is the beginning of all pious acts to receive a good, pious and intelligent class of men in human society. There will be peace and prosperity in the world due to the good and sane population only. That is, there is hell and disturbance only because of the unwanted, insane populace addicted to sex indulgence. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Chaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So today we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text 12. Let us go through translation once again. Thereupon, when all the good signs of Zodiac gradually evolved, the heir apparent of Pandu, who would be exactly like him in prowess, took birth. So, yesterday we have seen how, like while thus being absorbed by the child, the Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead, the super soul of everyone, and protector of righteous, who stretches in all directions, in all 10 directions, and who is unlimited by time and space, disappeared at once. So yesterday we have seen how the Paramatma feature and how Bhagavan feature and how the Brahman feature of the Lord and realizations, and how the Lord who is saving Maharaj Parikshit in the womb of Mother Uttara. So he spread across 10 directions, up, down, north, east, west, south, northeast, northwest, all directions and sub-directions. So yesterday we have seen that. So today we're gonna see how fortunate and how auspicious time it was during Maharaj Parikshit's birth period. So the divine science behind an auspicious birth. So we all know, like, whatever the time, we cannot decide the time that we are supposed to be born. So it was all birth is, even Maharaj Parikshit born is divinely arranged by Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. And karma, stars and destiny, these are all responsible for us to take birth in this material world. And during certain time, so that there will be influence upon astronomical calculations of stellar influences. So quite a good example we are seeing now is the Maharaj Parikshit, how he was born in that auspicious time which was arranged by Supreme Lord himself. So this verse reveals the Vedic science behind the birth. It is not just simply description of Parikshit's arrival, but how Lord Sri Radhakunda Bihari arranges destiny through subtle laws of nature. So even Srila Prabhupada emphasizes in the first line itself, like astronomical calculations of stellar influences upon a living being are not suppositions but are factual. So we do have some influence upon us during the time that we are taking birth in this material world. Not everyone could take birth in an auspicious time, but still, like, if we try to render our service, devotional service sincerely to Krishna, then he protects his devotees even in the whatever condition they might be, but he promises that he will protect them. So here nothing is accidental. So every living being is controlled by the laws of material nature. So we see, as we regularly in our day-to-day life, we see how many difficulties we face and how many problems we face, one after the other, one after the other, and what are the sufferings that are being caused by other living entities or natural disasters or even the self, body and mind itself, like the sufferings caused by it. So, and also we know the four major problems like birth, old age, disease and death. So this, once you take the birth, the death is certain to be assured, and if you are not very sincere and you are not engaging in devotional service, then you may even get into another material body and another, so on, till we don't know how many millions and millions of lifetimes we are in this material world. But once we get this human form of life, we have to utilize this in a proper way such that we can finish our business. We can finish our Krishna consciousness and whatever the material duties we have, material business we have, we can finish off that in one lifetime, and we can get back to our eternal constitutional position as supreme, as the servitor of the Supreme Lord, Sri Sri Radha Kunj Pyari, so that we can engage in His service eternally without any interruptions, without any deviations, without any other inconveniences. So in the spiritual world, there is no other duty, no other obligations. There is just rendering service to Krishna in every possible way. So just like how citizens are restricted under the state law or a nation's law, similarly birth is not under our control. It's under the control of our, it depends on our karma, and it depends on the time and nature's material laws. So here we understand birth is not a chance. We often think the birth is accidental, but Prabhupada says every living being is controlled by the laws of nature at every minute, just as a citizen is controlled by the influence of the state. So in this material world, the Maya, or the external agent of Supreme Lord Sri Sri Radha Kunj Pyari, she controls the material world, but whatever instructions she gets from Krishna, she just follows it, and she makes sure to give more and more sufferings to the living entities, such that one day he might get to an understanding that, oh, why am I suffering this much? What is this exactly? How should I get out of this? So once he realizes that, once he inquires, like Atato Brahma Jignasa, once he inquires from a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, then he gets to know, oh, this is not the right thing I am doing. So let me start chanting the holy names of the Lord, and let me start rendering some service onto the Supreme Lord, so that I can be more blissful and happy, and also I can get back to my original home, the spiritual world, which is where there is no anxiety and no worries. So, as we see in the Bhagavad Gita 3.9, the law of karma, so every action creates a reaction. So these reactions determine next body, because whatever you do, apart from even if you have done good or bad, if you have done good work, then you have to take birth again in the next life, just to absorb, just to experience that results of that work or of that karma that you have been accumulated. Similarly, for the bad case, if you have done something bad to others or to other living beings or something, then you have to suffer the consequences of that bad work of yours in the next life. So we don't know how many lives we have passed by and how much this karma is still balanced, but still the devotional service or bhakti doesn't come under either good or bad, because we are not expecting any results out of it, and whatever we are doing to the Krishna, to please Krishna. So this comes under akarma, and there is no karma for devotional service. So such that there will be no reaction on us, and Krishna takes care of our body. Takes care of our soul, and he knows that once my child, we are all parts and parcels of Krishna. So Krishna sees and waits when will we return back to the spiritual abode. So when both good and bad karma gets nullified, then only you are eligible, and then if you do more and more bhakti, then you may attain one of the 4 types of liberations, like attaining the same lokas, same place as the Supreme Lord, or having attained the same form, or having a close association with the Lord. So similarly, like that. So out of this, like this liberates us from this material and removes us from the anxieties, worries, and also gets free from the cycle of birth and death. So yajna, or whatever we do, if we offer it to Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, or whatever the results that we acquire, we just have to offer it to Supreme Personality of Godhead Shri Radha Kundi Bihari. Then he takes care of all the anxieties and all our fears. Then we don't have any reactions for it. So you just have to put your right endeavors at right time, so that there will be assurance of getting right results and in a timely manner. So our present body is a result of our past actions. As Srila Prabhupada emphasizes, every action of life produces another reaction which is binding upon us, and our actions are judged by higher authorities, and thus we are awarded bodies according to our activities. Only service to Vishnu or Yajna frees us. So next is like stellar influence is a science. So our body is influenced by the stars at birth. So we all know like there are 27 stars. So we, according to that respective time in which you have taken birth, whichever the star is on that day, so that will be your Janma Nakshatra or the birth star. So that has some influence on your activities throughout the lifetime, and also there are various other factors that are being influenced upon. So this horoscope is factual science, but the thing is like in our current society, there are very rarely few people who give the very accurate horoscope or astrological prediction, because the people now, they misinterpret the astrological signs, and they even give the false predictions to the people in general. So people just believe them blindly and just follow them accordingly. But you have to understand that where am I going to seek the advice? Is he the bona fide one, or is he the more and more expertise in that field? We just see like some ad in YouTube or some ad over some internet or something, and we immediately go there and reveal our problems. But that's not the case. We have to do our research. So who is this person, from how long he is doing this, and how far he has studied this astronomical science. So this is very important, because he is predicting our life and our activities. Then how important for us to take care of and making sure that the person is eligible to acquire that knowledge. So misuse does not make it false. So many people in this current society don't know. The first thing is they don't know perfectly, and they are not quite expertise in that. And the next thing is like they are like misusing this. We see many ads. If you are suffering from this disease, you can do this worship of this deity, and you can offer this much of this, and you can do this vrata and that puja or something. But whatever we perform in our human life, we have to get, our intention has to be, we have to get closer and closer to Krishna. So we have to make sure, like, whatever you do in this lifetime, that aim must be of attaining Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and his and remembering him always and serving him eternally. That should be our aim. But due to just to get some material opulences or get through some of the like diseases, small diseases, we should not misuse the astronomical science. So we have to make it used very wisely. So Prabhupada strongly validates this Vedic astrology was every part of our body is influenced by the respective stars. A factual horoscope is made by a learned astrologer. It is a great science. So that's the scenario, like we see it. Whoever the expert are there, like who is practicing for years and years, then he knows what that Yagna Kunda or Janma Kundali chart has and what that other person has. He recommends so and so to do that person. So the recommendations or advices we have to seek from an expert or bona fide astrologer. And divine timing of Parikshit's birth. So as we see here in the purport, it's mentioned like all auspicious stars assembled at one place, and they were just making the moment of Maharaj Parikshit's birth. This rare moment is called Jayanti, and it should not be used for any or misused for any other referring events. So this is a suitable and perfect time for a great devotee to take birth in this material world, because just as we select a proper time to receive an important guest or whatever, if we see in India, like many people, like whoever they believe the Vedic astrology, they every day whenever they try to start some good things or new things, they see for what is a good time that I can start so that it won't be paused any day. So many people have that habit of looking like what is Brahma Muhurta, what is the good time, what is the most auspicious time of the day, and what is the inauspicious time, so that they will be little careful during that time, not doing any other offensive or sinful acts during that time. And also auspicious time is the welcoming thing, like doing some new activities, doing some charity in that time. So it's very important that we see that moment. And even Prabhupada says, like, Maharaj Parikshit cannot take his birth at any auspicious moment. A suitable moment is chosen when all good stars assemble together. So, and not just human arrangement. It's not by chance or human will. We don't have any option, or we don't have that flexibility to choose. But it's according to our pious or sinful acts only that we are taken birth in either an auspicious time or auspicious location or auspicious nakshatra. So this is not astrology by chance. And piety brings good wealth and education and beauty, as we see in the purport, the importance of pious living. And we all know how sinful life leads to degraded birth. Like, if you not utilize this human life properly, then there is no guarantee that you may immediately get a human birth in the next life. So we don't know after how many millions and millions of lifetimes we get this human birth. So anything that is very costly in this society, or something like a rare diamond, how well that we protect that. If you get something rare that no one has till now, like how careful you will be. At each and every moment you will be careful on it, and you will be looking upon it. Oh, is it there? Is that thing is there or not? Is it, even if it is slightly displaced in another position, even by you or any by others, you will be getting so agitated and you will be worried, like, oh, where is this gone? Where is this stone? Where is this? Just for a little stone or petty gem, you are caring that much. So what can you imagine of your position as the supreme servitor, eternal servitor to the supreme Lord, which is far, far, far more than that rare gem in this material world. This material world, we all know how it is temporary and full of miseries. But there, it's like thousands and thousands of Lakshmi serving Krishna and Shri Radha Kunj Bihari, and many desire fulfilling trees are available on the spiritual planet. So there is no anxieties, no worries, no problems in the spiritual world. So, and what is the importance of samskaras? So Vedic culture begins before conception. As we see here, Garbhadhana samskara, or the first seedling purificatory process prescribed for higher caste, is the beginning of all pious acts to receive good, pious and intelligent class of men in human society. So it produces sane, cultured population, which is very beneficial to the society, and even to that person's also, like to that family members or to them also, it is very, very beneficial. Garbhadhana samskara. And there will be assured peace in that society where there is all population, all the citizens are intelligent and are following the Vedic principles and whatever in the Vedic scriptures are there. If we follow sincerely, if we try to encourage all the others to follow that, then the whole society will experience peaceful environment. So there will be no disturbance from sense indulgence, and there will be no unwanted population as well. Because as mentioned in the purport, there will be peace and prosperity due to good and sane population only. Hell and disturbance because of unwanted populace who are addicted to sense indulgence or sex indulgence. So whatever we do for sense gratification and things like just having going outside and eating some junk food or unhealthy, unhygiene food and spoiling your health for some petty taste, but in future you will be getting more and more consequence, and that is even in scriptures it is considered to be sinful to eat the food or hoga without offering to Supreme Lord Shri Radha Kunj Bihari. So because we does not own that, we come nothing into this material world. We live carrying nothing from this material world. So when you don't possess anything, when you are given something, you have to have some gratitude towards the person who gets you all the facilities. So in respective to our in view of our gratitude and love, we offer the hoga to Krishna, and he, upon his transcendental vision, he accepts our offerings humbly, and then he converts it into spiritualized food like sanctified prasadam. So then whoever consumes or honors it, there won't be any reactions upon them. If we do not offer prasadam and if we just honor the bhoga, then we are accustomed to get more and more sins in this lifetime. So Parikshit Maharaj is the perfect example of this, who is a great Kshatriya warrior and also a great devotee, who took birth at a perfect auspicious time. Because Parikshit is the greatest personality at the end of Dwapara Yuga and at the start of Kali Yuga. So he is the heir apparent of Pandu dynasty and Kuru dynasty and King Pandu. So he ruled his kingdom just as his grandfather and great-grandfathers ruled over that dynasty. So he knows perfectly, as he is a great devotee, he was being protected by Supreme Lord Shri Radhakunj Bihari. Himself, he entered the womb of Mother Uttara and he protected Maharaj Parikshit, as we have seen in the previous verses, how he protected. So that much fortunate was Maharaj Parikshit to be born in that dynasty of Kuru and in the family line of King Pandu. So I would like to conclude today's verse by taking a few practical applications, these regulative principles that we follow and many other Vedic principles are our modern samskara. So we have to develop that idea of following regulative principles in order to stay protected and be well equipped with the spiritual knowledge. And if you are following strictly as per scriptures, then Krishna himself starts revealing to you. And also our chanting purifies the destiny, and this bhakti or devotional service transcends our karma and stars. There won't be any influence of karma and our nakshatra and all other planets influence upon us, because if we try to do sincerely bhakti, each and everything gets aligned with our bhakti, and in turn, instead of causing disturbances for us, they try to support us and do more and more bhakti towards Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So we are not helpless under karma and stars, because when we take the shelter of Sri Radhakunj Bihari, he takes care of us and he protects us from many other reactions. As we see in the Bhagavad Gita last chapter, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasyami Masucha. As Krishna says to Arjuna, abandon all varieties of religion, just surrender unto me, I will protect you from all the sinful reactions. So Krishna assures us that if we do just surrender unto Supreme Lord's lotus feet, then we are sure to be protected by him. So only those acting on behalf of Yagna or Vishnu are not bound by reactions. So by chanting and following principles, we rise above the destiny. So every living being is controlled by the laws of nature at every minute. Every action produces a reaction, and then we are rewarded bodies accordingly. Every part of our body is influenced by the respective stars. So this is the importance of doing pious activities. Impious activities, we have to reduce that. And Garbhadhana Samskara is the beginning of creating good population and a healthy society. So I would like to conclude by this. If you have any questions, comments, realizations, and please forgive me if I have misspoke anything. Thank you.
It's nice and present. How the connection with the stars and how just by devotional service everything is taken place. And how because of the presence of Krishna in the womb, spirit is all stars that
because when even in the womb itself, when Krishna is being involved in that case, means that reveals how elevated is the devotee Maharaj Parikshit, how elevated he is and how fortunate he is to take birth in the family of Pandus. So that's the ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।